Hello everyone and welcome back to the joinDOTA League Season 2. This is the America Region Division 1 and this is the second game in a best of 2 between CNB and Sneaky Nick's Assassins. In that last game we saw that SNA was able to, with the Potom, Disruptor, Dragon Knight, pretty much able to get any pick off they really wanted to. They were very aggressive in the laning phase, and King RD on the Storm Spirit and early they were able to do much, and SNA was able to just get pickoffs on their way to victory, and the map control was pretty good with the Furion Wisp and the Wisp Morphling. They did as what they could, but it ultimately just wasn't enough, and SNA was able to take the first game. So Disruptor going to be the first ban out here from CNB. They banned they banned Naga and something else in the first game, but I don't remember exactly what. But they believe that that's what was doing the most work, and they knew that they had first pick, so they get to snag the Murano away from SNA. Oh, they banned Tree. That's what they banned. They banned Tree instead, so SNA gets to pick up the Tree first. And for SNA, they're going to be picking up the... Jesus Christ. Words are so hard. Anyway, SNA will be taking out the Dire Side Lycan as well as the Bat Rider, so... If you're not going to play Bat Rider, if you don't get first pick, really hard to play against, especially if a team's good at playing it. So they're going to take that out, and Dire Side Lycan kind of the same way. So CNB going to be kind of turning SNA's strategy against them, picking up both Bane and Murano. But SNA, they get their Tree, and they get IX Mike's Darkseer again, which does a lot of work. We see him do really, really well on that hero, as well as last game. He farms very efficiently, he does very well in lane, and he's always there to really help his team.
10 seconds remaining.
So, that being said, this next phase of the draft, the first phase kind of took a really, really long time for CNB. They really needed to decide what they were going to play.
Team ban.
And I think they wasted like almost all their bonus time on their first pick, but this time they seem pretty sure about it, at least with the first two picks, or the first two bans. They just know what they don't want to play against. So they take 3 heroes that SNA beat them with last game and make sure that they don't have 3 of them this game. So the 2 heroes that were left, they get Darkseer again, and Dragon Knight will still be on the table if they really want to. But Shadow Fiend, going to be banned out. Radiant side Shadow Fiend, SNA loves running that. They run it very well. So that's going to be taken out. Kind of hard to deal with a Shadow Fiend that just farms really quickly, and also SNA, one of the teams that makes sure that they really take advantage of the early game. Like, Shadow Fiend is great late game. Everyone kind of thinks, okay, Shadow Fiend farms really quickly. He's very strong in the late game. He's just a monster with items and right click. So you just kind of associate with the late game. But around like 8 to 10 minutes of that period where you have 36 souls and everyone's like level 7 or 8, you can take a lot of really, really good team fights with a Shadow Fiend. And SNA, they make sure to do that, because the supports can't really deal with that right click damage. I mean, some core heroes can't really do it as well. But SNA, they're going to ban out CNB for the Invoker. Invoker is a strong hero. They don't want to play it, I guess. They were thinking a long time. They're like, all right, do we play Invoker or not? And the next 2 bans take barely any time at all. Coddle, CNB going to be taking that out. Don't want the endless health and endless mana strat with Coddle and Treant Protector. SNA could pick up Crystal Maiden if they were really going for something like that. But SNA... So SNA, they ban out Wraith King as well. Another aggressive support, or rather, he's pretty hard to deal with in the support position, no matter where he is as far as the laning phase. He's annoying in the mid game, he's annoying in the late game as well. So they're not going to be really dealing with that. It also pairs pretty well with Bane Potom. So they're thinking about this third pick. They could go with the Wombo combo with the Darkseer. They could pick up... They can't pick up Naga Siren. They can pick up a Sand King. They can pick up an AA. They can pick up Gyrocopter if they really feel like it, but they won't, because no one picks up Gyrocopter. We saw their team fight was very good. They are very well coordinated. They communicate excellently. So if they go for something like that, like it'll work out more often than we see a lot of teams really work out. Sometimes we see teams go Wombo combo and just they never get the combo off, so they just lose the game. But it's not one of those teams. They go with a Lich. So, Lich and Tree, 2 of the best lane winners in the game. These supports are such enablers for all the cores. Going to make it really easy for whoever's in the mid lane. I anticipate this to be a dual lane mid, as Darkseer is not going to need any help in the off lane, I don't think. So, I anticipate this should just be a dual lane mid with a tree safe lane, and that just gets them so much more experience out of the map. It also kind of makes it difficult for, say, Mirana Bane to be kind of aggressive, even though Lich is pretty squishy. Remaining. Just having to deal with Frost Blast actually makes it really difficult to get in the position that you need to, as long as the Lich player does well, which I anticipate that he will. I think that this will be Lust playing on the Lich, and probably Nuzem playing on the tree. Or actually, no, it'll probably be Lust on the tree and Nuzem on the Lich. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with the latter. This last pickup here, or this third pickup, this is always where the draft takes forever. It's in the fourth ban and the third pick. So, because it just really solidifies what you're going to go for with your draft. In CNB, they need to decide, all right, we're going to go for an early Roche sort of lineup, or we're going to pick up a Dire Side Templar Assassin. They do pick up a Nyx. So SNA could have picked this hero for themselves. It's also decent because with Ion Shell, you can always Spiked Carapace the Darkseer, as well as Spiked Carapace off. You can Spiked Carapace off the Chain Frost as well, and I guess Lich is pretty squishy. Tree is pretty hard to pick off as well. Good team fights, but it's I'm trying to think about how he'll do in the offlane though.
10 seconds remaining.
If it is a Tree +1 or a Lich +1,
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I think Lich will do pretty well in this offlane actually, because he's going to be facing a dual lane, and I'm pretty sure Lich is going to go mid. So I think he's one of the few offlaners in the pool that would have done pretty well. I think Clockwork would have been pretty good as well, but I always think Clockwork is good. But against this lineup in particular, where they have Darkseer as well as Tree, who don't really have super good escape mechanisms, most of them are just like Surge. They don't have Leap or anything. They can't get out of cogs, and also just with a ranged carry, I think that Clockwork is really strong. But SNA, they're going to go ahead and go for a carry Lone Druid here. So a hero that we don't normally see run in the 1 position. Normally this is kind of played as an offlaner that kind of does his own thing. And you pick up a pretty aggressive mid and a decently aggressive semi-carry to really make up for that.
5 seconds
but
remaining.
He's really scary late game. He's going to out-carry Mirana for sure. It also means that Bane, with his single target disables, isn't going to be able to disable both him and the bear. And CNB, they pick up Link Initiator into that. They pick up a Puck. So they're the ones with the really aggressive lineup here now. SNA, they really need to make sure that I'm gonna think here.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't think they really need to be that far back. They have a pretty passive laning phase, remaining. But beyond that, they can still be pretty aggressive around like the 15-minute mark or so. I guess they really want the Darkseer to get 1 or 2 items up, and then have the Lone Druid get his Radiance. But they don't want to face a Dire Side TA. That's a hero that can be really aggressive, can burst down these heroes pretty easily. It could have been a support Nyx Assassin, which CNB has run before. This last ban here from CNB probably going to be a mid hero that, well, it could be. I anticipate a mid Puck and Nyx in the offlane. I think that Puck does better mid than Nyx. Just the value there is better. They ban a Juggernaut, so they're maybe anticipating a mid Lone Druid coming out, but this is
Dire team pick.
This is either a core of Rubik, Lich, or Tree, all of which are going to be really exciting. I personally hope it's a core Rubik. I think core Rubik is excellent. You get that 16-minute ags, you get some mobility. You can make a lot of big plays on Rubik if you have the farm to do so. That's one of the reasons why he's such a popular support in the Chinese scene, is just because he scales so well with farm into the late game, unlike some other supports. So this is really cool. And it could be Rubik, Lich mid. So they're both going to get a lot of experience.
5 seconds remaining.
And then that's also, it's going to be able to make space for Lone Druid if he decides to go for the Radiance before anything. He could go for like Maelstrom Basher or something like that, go for pretty early fighting. But if you can get a Radiance around 20 minutes, it's going to do a lot. These heroes are pretty squishy. Puck is a Blink Initiator who's going to have the burn damage canceling her Blink Dagger all the time. This last pickup here, I'm so surprised that AA is banned or is not being picked up in all these drafts. So I think AA is going to be a good pick. I think they need more disable as well. And Razor, I was actually, the word Razor was coming out of my mouth, I promise. Razor is quite good against Lone Druid because of being able to sap damage with the bear. And that's, yeah, so that's going to be a support Nyx, which SNA has been running before. So they read that correctly. So King RD will be playing the Razor. It's really good just because you can, like I was saying before, you can sap damage from the bear, and then it does basically nothing. You can enfeeble the bear as well. And then Razor just does a lot of damage against these squishy heroes with the Storm Lightning. Plus he's a strong laner as well. So we'll see. Rubik is going to have the opportunity to steal most of these spells, which are all very good. So that's going to be great, but still. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So it does put Puck in the off lane, and unless they want to run a safe lane Puck and run an aggressive trial lane, which running aggressive trials with Mirana is always good. We'll see how they decide to do it. And it looks like they purchase a smoke. They're going to be going down there. So anyway, let's go and introduce the teams. It's going to be Billy going to be playing on the Bane. The other support on the Nyx Assassin going to be Ned. On the Puck, the Fairy Dragon, we're going to have Brazil. King RD going to be taking up the Mirana, and 40R going to be playing the Gillette, the Razor. In the offlane as the Lone Druid, it looks like it's going to be Fluff and Stuff, already sending his bear to scout out for any ganks. We're going to have Lich, going to be played by Lust. We're going to have Newsham, the Treant Protector, played by Newsham. Going in the mid as the core Rubik, it's going to be SNA, so very excited to see that. And IX Mike will be in the safe lane as the Darkseer. So Bear scouts out the gank. It's getting some damage stolen, and it's not going to go down. So gank avoided. Bear going to be able to get home and get some health back up. But it's going to be a while before he can recall the Bear, and it looks like, okay, so this is smart too. They're going to run Fluff and Stuff in the offlane with the Lich. And then they're going to run SNA mid as the Rubik, and then they're just going to have a dual lane with IX Mike and Newsham. So this is smart because both of these heroes can kind of go to the jungle if they want to. Treant Protector not really the best at it, but yeah, he can still do it. And Darkseer obviously very, very quick at farming the jungle. And this is going to keep the lane back for Lone Druid, which is kind of a problem he sometimes has. Usually you can use the bear to just get your last hits and not really put yourself in danger. But sometimes if the lane is just pulled up like around this area, it's kind of impossible to do it, which is why the Dire offlane is so much better for Lone Druid, because when that's happening, you can just go farm the Ancient. It's not really the case in the Radiant. So having Lich is going to be helping that out a lot. And SNA versus the Razor in the mid lane should be decently difficult for SNA, actually. He's going to have to use Fade Bolt a fair amount to secure those last hits, because Razor's going to have the better damage. He's going to have the better animation as well, and Rubik a little bit squishy as well. But maybe when he gets a point in Null Field, maybe that won't be such a problem as far as the harassment coming out from Plasma Field. But still, dueling the bottom lane, Bane Mirana by itself, still very good. Also in the last game I was mentioning the Mirana hair that I like. This is the one. It is the, what is this Mirana hair called? Oh, it doesn't even show. Oh, that's bullcrap. Well anyway. Done looking at hats. As these lanes shape out, I think I would favor SNA for these lanes. I mean, it's dual lane versus dual lane, and you're going to win a dual lane versus dual lane if you have a Lich. The Bane Mirana is like, whatever. Like, it's good, but the thing is, neither of these heroes really need to put themselves in super vulnerable positions to get farm. And I think really the only advantage that CNB really gets in this laning phase is just having 40R against SNA here with the Razor and the Rubik. Razor's going to have the better damage. He's a strong laner as well, and for all the other reasons mentioned before, it's going to be kind of hard. So usually when we see mid Rubiks, we usually see them just rush like the normal items they would get. They just kind of get them more quickly, like Blink Dagger, Force Staff, and usually going for something like a fast Aghanim Scepter. Usually a Yule Scepter instead of something like a Scythe of Ice. Gives you a lot to work with. And they can come online very early, make a lot of plays. IX Mike hiding in the trees trying to get some experience here. He knows that if he's Nightmared, he's dead. Doesn't want to be First Blood. Gets some. Regeneration. Not gonna be too eventful here, I don't think. Fluff and Stuff. He's already level 3. Lich. He's making sure that he gets the sacrifices out of experience range as well for Puck, and he's gonna be getting his own farm pretty easily. Gonna be all right. So gonna be pretty passive. As far as Tree, I'm interested to see what he rushes here. SNA? Tower's just pushing. Courier coming as well. Whoa, what is this Courier? I have never seen this Courier before. Is this new? What? Tell me. Why doesn't it tell me the name? That thing's epic. I can't wait to see that fly. Jeez.
Top is missing.
So, I don't really know a whole lot what to say. It's just going to be, everyone's going to get their farm. IX Mike might be in a bit of trouble down here. He's going to get nightmared as well, being pinged. Where's the arrow? The arrow? Where's the arrow? The creep wave was pretty far towards the tower, and King RD doesn't go for it. There's a pretty ridiculous range on arrow. Can I even see it? I can't even see it. Not the end of the world. By the way, pool being contested, Brazil. He tries to orb, but he jumps and he misses it. But Brazil, he gets the first blood by killing off Lich. He decides to go for it. Tries to salve up, but the bear is there as well. There's the orb of venom. Going to be able to get him as well. And Puck. He's going to jump to this orb. He's going to get this bear. That's 300 gold. One more right click. And, there's that regen from the patch coming into effect. One more click on the bear. But Fluff is able to recall it. Or he's able to get a resummon. So bear going to be denied. First blood going the way of the Puck after the way of the pool contested. Getting a little bit ballsy there. From Lust. So,
under attack.
One for OR Scar. First blood is spilled by CNB. Lone Druid, quote-unquote, activates a DD rune. Really, he just hits it with his bear and gets absolutely nothing from it. Because that's how runes work with Lone Druid. Billy was looking to see if there was a haste or something in the bottom lane. And we'll see. I kind of expect Razor to go for a fast mech or something like that to help his team out. Pretty common pickup on the Razor, kind of the same way the Darkseer. Speaking of Darkseer, camp's already being stacked for him by the tree. So he's going to be able to farm those very quickly until they're contested from the Bane and Mirana. He's already got his Soul Ring as well. Fluff, I really think if he can get away with it, he should go Radiance this game. There's totally enough early game presence so that SNA's going to be able to, from SNA and for SNA as a general team, that they're going to be able to buy him the space for that. So, Lust back up in this top lane as well. He's interestingly maxing Sacrifice, so he's prioritizing getting that experience out instead of the harassment. Even though the harassment's like really good against Puck, she only has 625 HP. Can't really stay in lane against that for too long. But this Bane Mirana just still hasn't found any kills. They have a Ring of Bassi. There's a little bit of a skirmish there. Now she has Phase Boots at the very least, so she's going to be able to do some harassment and a little bit of a skirmish there. At least the Iron Shell's going to be pushing the lane, so at the very least. By the way, top lane, there's going to be a wraparound. There's going to be an impale on the Fluff, and Orb is there. Silence as well. One more right click going to be able to get him. Was not spotted out by the ward. Mana Burn is there on the Lust. More right clicks coming in from Brazil. He has an Illusory Orb in a little bit. He even has that extra right click from getting that Robe of the Magi to go into his treads instead of getting the Belt of Strength. So, really prioritizing his early game. And also, SNA, he's hit level 6. So, he's going to be able to start rotating. He's already stolen Plasma Field. And maybe that was what he was looking for. Not exactly sure. Probably just, like we said, going to go for the Arcane Boots. Force Sap Link Dagger sort of build into an Aghanim Scepter. In the meantime, Fluffy doesn't have a bear for about 20 seconds. I'd be interested to see if he kind of goes towards the jungle and farm that and then give maybe Treant Protector some space. Well, I guess they just all have so much space. They can get so much out of the map with their lineup. Like, they all farm really efficiently, and Lich just gives you enough out of the laning phase anyway. But still, it is 2-0 starting out for CNB, so not the worst start in the world. And they do have decent late game. Razor and Mirana are good. But I think that the mid game is just going to be so powerful coming out from Seeking Nyx Assassins. It's like Rubik is just one of those heroes where you're so used to seeing him in the support position that you see him, all of a sudden he shows up and has a lot more items than you expect. You're like, wait, what? He can do that? It's kind of like a farming AA or farming, like a farming Venomancer, which we see pretty commonly. So. Anyway. 40R has a haste rune ball. It hasn't shown any indications about what items he's going to be going for. Newsham, he's getting all the experience bottom lane as IX Mike is farming the jungle. Interesting that it's not being contested by Baemra. They should know that this is going on. Kind of go for kills. By the way, speaking of going for kills, 40R, he activates that haste rune. Lust is there, though. He's just getting right clicked. Razor has no damage to one. He's not going to be able to do anything. He interestingly did not go for his ultimate. Actually went for leveling up Static Link instead. It's a pretty aggressive laning build coming out from him, which I don't know. I have mixed feelings about. It's fine if you mean it just means you aren't going to be rotating. So I guess it's working out for their team. At least his tower is being pressured a fair amount, but as soon as IX Mike comes here, he just puts an ion shell on the creep wave, and voila, there you go. Fluff and stuff, still farming up in this top lane. He's only sitting on a little bit of gold. Ned, he comes up, he's just doing some harassment, gets a mana burn, but mana burning lone druid, he's not exactly a mana intensive hero, so it's whatever. And harassment, it's going to be really picked up phase boots on the bear, so just trying to get that right click damage harassment in, and as well as helping the bear to escape whenever it's under duress. Oh, wow, bottom lane. Totally missed this. There was a rotation coming in from Rubik. He's still static link. Mirana goes down, takes down the Darkseer as well, but there's going to be a rotation coming in from Puck. Puck spends the Dream Coil, gets it on 2. Illusion Orb gets 1 kill immediately. SNA, he breaks the Dream Coil, gets stunned for a little bit. The Courier brings him his bottle. He's going to be using that to bottle up. Steals Waning Rift. Is he going to be able to turn and use it? He was hoping to get a Illusory Orb, and he's bottling up. Brazil, he's there. Takes the damage from the Frost Blast. Is he going to draw it to the Orb? No, he won't. In the backside of the fight, Lust. He looks like he might be in trouble. No, he's not. In the meantime, Razor, 40R, he's just cutting the wave mid. IX Mike is back. Throws an Ion Shell on the creep wave. He's going to be able to push this back. Just a 1-for-1. As trading a Darkseer for Mirana. So I think that ultimately favors SNA because they're trading their offlaner for the enemy team's carry. Ned, at the very least, he's getting some experience here. He's going to be able to hit his level 6 very early, maybe be overactive around the map. And Mirana goes in the bottom lane, just tries to right-click down Lich. Lust getting a little bit greedy there once again. So, 5-for-1, going the way of CNB as this laning stage is breaking down. Net worth coming out of the laning phase as expected. Looks like all the cores are going to be a little bit up on the side of CNB. And Bane, he wants to get aggressive. He goes ahead and picks up a smoker to see move towards the bottom lane. Ned, he's still trying to man up against Fluff. You can't really do that. Lone Druid, one of the strongest 1v1 laners, just because the bear can do a lot. Oh, I missed another kill. I don't know what's up with me today. I apologize, everyone. But anyway, he's going to be going for Lust. Lust TP's in. Static Link is there as well. Not going to be able to pursue as well, but he had to die past the tier 1 tower. You can do trip damage here, but there is a tree protector on the other side. Looks like they're going to be going for Fluff here. He gets gripped as well. There's Puck as well, coming with the Illusory Orb. There's the the Impale. Waning Rift is there. Brain Sap manages to finish him off. So now the aggression just Mirana enables so much. Speaking of Mirana, she died bottom lane. Why are there kills happening everywhere? There's going to be a kill coming in the middle lane. There's going to be a haste rune on Razor. Starts sapping the damage from Lust. He has a living armor as well, but on the edge of the plasma field. Commits a chain frost, but one more right click going to be able to do him in. He's able to get him, but there's a telekinesis coming in from SNA. He comes in. The plasma field gets him, but the bottle's going to be able to give him enough space as well, and the top lane going to be pushed out. So at the very least, Mirana's sitting at 2-2. Those 2 deaths kind of a little bit silly in their own right. At least I'll get this top tower. Puck very close to the Blink Dagger. And Razor, what is he buying? Okay, he is going for the mechanism like I thought. So, going to be easy enough. This tower, they will have to fight through living armor, but they're going to commit for it. In the meantime, bottom, they're going to be committing there as well. There looks like they're going to just harass King RD. This bear does have Demolish as well, so easy to push down these towers pretty quickly. And Fluff really doesn't have a whole lot of farm. Mike? Oh, he gets point blank arrowed, but the bear's there as well. Living armor buys him. Oh, I think that saved his life. Damage going to be sapped here from Fluff and stuff, and the ultimate going to be committed. Eye of the Storm. He's hoping for a root. Get a root. Yes, he got a root. Admiral Bulldog there, and Tree TP's in. He uses the Tree ultimate as well. King RD, he gets rooted again, but 40R, he gets the kill on the Tree and Protector. There's going to be a TP in coming in from Rubik, and he has a plasma field. Can he steal anything useful? No, it looks like everyone except oh my gosh, the plasma field actually finishes off the Mirana. Getting a little bit greedy there, but Brazil with the Illusory Orb is able to finish off Fluff. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip from the trees from Billy. 4-for-1 coming out from CNB, and Mirana being the only casualty. 3-3-3. She's died a little bit more than I kind of expected her to. And still they get this bottom tower, good rotations in, and a good team fight for them. They're putting a lot of pressure on him. Fluff, he just doesn't have very much money. 12 minutes in, he only has 274 gold. I don't think he really can afford to go for that Radiance now. So, probably going to be forced to go for the Maelstrom build as with this aggression coming out, especially because Mech and Drums, 2 very aggressive items coming out for Razor as well as Mirana and Puck. Did finish up the Blink Dagger in the midst of all that, so now the potential is great for CNB, at least for the next 4 to 5 minutes. By the way, top lane, yeah, there's going to be a kill on the Lich. Impale there. I was seeing if they spotted the Courier going to the secret shop. I'm not sure who that's for. I think Nyx is going to be checking Ned. Nah, he just casually walks by. Courier, what's it going to pick up? Probably Arcane Boots for someone. Yeah, Arcane Boots for Rubik, okay. But King RD sees this. He's actually going to be trying to go behind the tower. He saw the Courier. I don't know if the Courier saw him. It's going to be an arrow, but it's going to miss. Mana Burn going to be stolen from Rubik, so that's pretty useful. Fluff. He's just kind of sad at this point in time. He's just going to try to get whatever farm he can. Mirana, she's going to try to kill him. She does have an arrow up. Let's see if she can hit it. If this is an arrow on a human form druid, it's very easy to burst down. Let's see. I think they saw each other. Yeah, he goes in a true form. He saw Mirana there. Now they know to start being pretty cautious. Oh, but the arrow going to be falling on the SNA. They had the sentry ward between their towers to make sure there's no Moonlight Shadow. There's going to be the Impale as well, and Razor's going to be able to finish him off with the Static Link, or with the Plasma Field. And now all the heroes mid for Sneaky Nyx Assassins. They want to try to re-engage on this. And Puck, he comes in, silences, coils onto 2. There. Oh my gosh, what an Impale going to be hitting 2 as well, but the Tree Ultimate is there. Eye of the Storm going to be used. Vacuum coming in, Chain Frost is there as well, but under the cover of Moonlight Shadow, it's not going to be connecting with too many people. Razor is still stealing so much damage. He's got 224 damage, that's the max. He gets rooted though, so he can't really do too much with it. Darkseer is so low, but he goes down in the meantime to the Puck. Fluff and stuff, he's going to go, they just call it. 14 minutes in, 3-16, they realize I'm not going to have any items, and they give up. Fluff calls the GG. Well, incredible play coming out. Very early game. Talk about the laning phase, and Mirana's a good hero, man. The aggressive potential that she offers to your team is incredible. The Razor did incredibly well. 7-0, Puck 5-0, so heroes are better in their comfort zone, and I think just the draft is a lot better for CNB. SNA looked like they were being a bit experimental, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Usually just want to practice it. So that's going to be it. It's going to be a 1-1. Join us again. It's going to be a CNB doubleheader. We're going to be starting our next game in 30 minutes. It's going to be against Maruchan. And in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one, and we'll hopefully see you later. Once again, I'm Call Me Roxas. You can follow me at Twitter if you hated my casting or liked it and want to let me know. It's at Twitter at Call Me Roxas. Make sure you follow us on Heflatv at Facebook and Twitter, and Heflatv on YouTube. And if you liked the tournament, please be sure to check out joinDOTA.com. Check out more about the tournament as well as support these teams. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in a bit.